Well, good morning and welcome again to another one of my podcasts. And today I'm going to be starting a series on Down to Earth but Heavenly Minded podcast. And this series is going to be on seven gospel tracts that deal with the second coming of the Lord. I wanted to give you this introduction because at first I was going to just read these tracts and then publish them, but I'm really struggling today with trying to read. My focus is really off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to record these with the computer, and I just wanted to apologize that I won't be able to read them for you. And I wanted to do this because it was very personal. We know the Lord is coming again, and there are some out here that really doubt it. Uh, so with that said, let's just do this. Let's just start with the first track on this video, and the tracks are produced by F.B. Hole, who's a great author and a brother in the Lord. He's with the Lord now. And so I hope you just enjoy these tracks. And if you're expecting the Lord to return, I think you'll be blessed. And if you're not sure about the coming of the Lord, just think of all the facts that you're gonna see in these tracks. The Lord said He's coming, and He meant it. He's coming soon. And even back in Christ's day, the saints in Thessalonica, and it's recorded in the book of First Thessalonians, Second Thessalonians, that the Lord was coming again, and they were anticipating it even in their day. But God's timing is completely different than ours. So with that said, I'm just going to do the first track. So hang in there.
Track 1, the Advent Series. F. B. Hole. 1. He comes again. Do you doubt it? Jesus Christ, the Son of God, has certainly been here once. Why should it seem to you a thing incredible that he should return? About AD 30 he made his exit from this world by way of a malefactor's cross, erected at Golgotha, just outside Jerusalem. Rejected by the world, stripped and dishonored, he died. Is it likely that the violence then done to him is never to be reversed? Is he to lie forever under the shadow of apparent defeat? Is there no more to be expected? A sober review of the situation in view of his greatness and glory leads us to expect that a day must come when he will assert himself and make his power felt in the earth. But we are not left to an expectation based upon what is reasonable, since quite plainly before his departure he predicted his second advent. To his disciples he said, I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again, and receive you to myself. John 14 verses 2-3. Again, directly he had left the earth and ascended to heaven, the message came to his disciples through angels, this same Jesus, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. Acts 1 verse 11. Nothing could be plainer or more definite than these two statements. The second has about it a fullness which reminds us of a legal document, which has its meaning hedged about with words, so as to eliminate all possible misconception. This same Jesus, and not another, for indeed no substitute is possible. The one who is to come is the very Jesus who is taken up from you into heaven. The disciples had just seen him go. This makes the identification doubly sure. He shall come, and moreover, he shall so come in like manner as he went. How did he go? Was it an imaginary proceeding, or even something of a spiritual or mystical nature? No, it was not. Just before he left he had demonstrated to his disciples that he was not risen from the dead as a spirit being only, but that he was in a body of flesh and bones, and he even did eat before them. He went actually and bodily. Then he will come again actually and bodily. He went personally and visibly, then personally and visibly he will come again. This is what the divine message, conveyed through angels, explicitly declared. Do you believe it? If not, why not? Is it because such a visible and personal return of Christ would upset all your plans and disturb your life down to its deepest foundations? Is it because you are quite unprepared to meet him, never having given him any place in your life, never having believed in his name? Then your disbelief in the prediction of the second advent must be just a case of wishful thinking. You think it cannot be true because, if true, its consequences to you would be serious and even disastrous. But wishful thinking is always a foolish proceeding, and never more foolish than when indulged in as to matters of eternal import. Better, far better, face the fact that he is coming. And in addition, face the very strong probability that he is coming very soon. Moreover, it is your wisdom to do this, since now there is life and salvation through his name, offered to you in the gospel. At his first coming he took up the tremendous question of human sin and guilt. He died not merely as a martyr or example, but as the great and never to be repeated sacrifice for sin. Then it was that he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself, Hebrews 9 verse 26. This great atoning work of his was crowned by his triumphant resurrection from the dead, which attested the efficacy of his sacrifice for sin. So surely as he did this shall he appear the second time without sin, or, apart from sin, to salvation, Hebrews 9 verse 28. For those who trust him, his second coming will bring not judgment but salvation in its full and final sense. For those who refuse or neglect him, it will precipitate a disaster of utmost solemnity, for he will be taking vengeance on them that know not God, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2 Thessalonians 1 verse 8. If you have never yet put your faith in him, do so now. Then, instead of being skeptical or fearful as to his coming again, you will anticipate it with joy.